Hello and welcome back to another video on TGM Guitars. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who's been watching the channel, subscribed, commented, all that good stuff. And that's been a while since I've uploaded. They've been kind of few and far between, but I've got some good ideas of what's coming next. So hopefully, stay tuned, there'll be more. I do really appreciate it. We're slowly getting towards 700 subscribers, which is kind of cool. So yeah, if you do enjoy this video, then please feel free to comment, rate, subscribe and all that good stuff. And yeah, let's jump into today's video. So last month I had the misfortune of turning 30 years old, and when you get to a significant birthday, it's always kind of tradition that you buy yourself something meaningful. For example, my 18th birthday is when I picked up my red Stratocaster, which you would have seen on the channel. So I decided to drop what was a considerable amount of money for me on a brand new guitar for myself. Only natural, really. So here is my 2025 Gibson SG Standard. And yes, I got it this year, but it's a 2025 because birthday being in January, I always kind of get last year's model. I mean, 2014 was when I got my Strat and it was the 2013. But yeah, so today we're going to take a look at this guitar. So being the Standard, this is from the core lineup. Obviously I do the 61 Standard as well, but the reason why I went for this is because I just prefer the batwing pickguard to the other one. And also this has their rounded neck profile on it, which I much rather prefer. It's the slim taper on a 60s. That's what most people know the SGs for, being a bit of a sort of a faster guitar to play, but I prefer to have just the thicker neck in my hands. So like my Les Paul and my PRS Myers are a little bit kind of like they fill your hand out a bit more. So I was quite happy when that's how this guitar was. Obviously I had to go for the Heritage Cherry. It's the classic colour. The black's good as well, more of a Tony Iommi vibe, but he also played a red one, and the red's just, it's the perfect colour for this guitar. So 22 frets, all accessible, which is really nice. I played this at a gig last month, and yeah, being able to get right up there without any guitar in the way was absolutely amazing. They are jumbo frets, so sorry, medium jumbo frets. I've got a little cheat sheet down here, don't tell anyone. And then we've got the standard Grover tuners on top here, which are lovely. It's not as neck divey as I thought it would be. I know when you put the Grovers on SGs, they can dive down a little bit. Obviously you've got the SG on the truss rod cover, the typical SG crown emblem, Gibson, which unlike the because my Les Paul is the Tribute series, which is basically a studio, this is a proper inlay. It's a lot nicer. You can really tell the difference sort of between a few things on these guitars. Bound fretboard, of course. And then for your bridge pickup, you have the 490T and a 490R in the neck. Now, they just sound right. There's another way of putting it. They've just got the SG sound. And the big thing about an SG, because I've never had a proper SG, whether that be an Epiphone or a Gibson before, is how thin this guitar is. It's unbelievable. The neck is almost as thick as the guitar, and it's absolutely lovely. It's lightweight. Bought it from Peach Guitars. Unfortunately, Andertons are out of stock. They're usually the people I buy from, but Peach Guitars gave me one hell of a dilemma. You go on their website and you get to choose which serial number you want with pictures. So it took me a long time to go through the pictures and decide on this one that I'm holding right here. Now it does come with a gig bag. It's kind of like a soft shell hard case kind of thing, just a lot more padded gig bag, which is a very nice bag. To be fair, it holds the guitar quite well. I'm not sure if I'm going to upgrade to a hard case in the future, but the bag it comes with is good enough. And then I've adorned it with a nice Ernie Ball strap, but I will be changing this out at some point. So my vision for this guitar, I'd like to have straps for each guitar, and I'm going to get the guitar strap that Jack Black uses in School of Rock, because there's a big film when I was growing up as a kid. So this guitar, that strap, it's just going to be perfect. But that's enough of me talking. You probably want to know what it sounds like. So without further ado, let's get this thing plugged in and get some sounds from it. So a quick rundown of my signal chain. The SG going straight into my PreSonus Audio Box i2, running that straight into Cakewalk Sonar, and then it's going into Neural Amp Modeler, which is something I will do a video on soon. Basically, amp modeling, people upload their rigs completely free and gets you good tones really quick. So it stops me having to plug the amplifier into everything and then unplug it for a gig. It's what I've been using for practicing, but I will do a video on that at some point soon. So the preset I've got loaded up at the moment is a John Mayer 2 Rock. So I'm going for that kind of clean-ish vibe. I'm not going to say clean because somebody will comment saying that's not a clean sound, but this is how it sounds. So we're on the bridge pickup. So it's a humbucker guitar with cleans. It sounds a lot better on the neck. I really do like the neck. So I quite like the warmth. It's not too in your face, and it's a nice guitar that you can really kind of build your layers up with, and if you're using it with an amplifier and multiple pedals you can kind of increase slowly, whereas like my Les Paul for example is just in your face straight away, and also the EVH of course. Middle. So your lovely sort of in-between sounds. But let's be honest, most people, and I say most people because there are a few out there, for example John Mayer on Edge of Desire, most people don't buy an SG for playing clean stuff. So what I'm going to do now is quickly change this over to a setting that is called Angus, after a certain guitarist from a certain band that might use one of these. So we'll see what it sounds like with that sort of crunchy plexi sound. So this is a NAMM profile called Angus, and you can guess who it's named after, somebody that may have used one of these guitars. So it's kind of that pushed plexi sound. So without further ado, this is what this guitar is pretty much made for. So yeah, just rock machine all over. Neck pickup with that kind of push tone, and if I'll play it standard and then we will try a little bit of woman tone. Turn that down a bit before I annoy all the neighbours. And if I back that tone off, it's got that kind of nasally, kind of held back sound, the kind of the singing tone that Eric Clapton talks about. In the middle, not many people are really using it in the middle, let's be honest, but still a really nice kind of rich tone, that right in between, so definitely some uses for that. I always think the sort of in the middle sound always sounds better clean, in my opinion. So that's one SG wielding sound. Let's go for something that's a bit more in your face. So this is a treble booster into the front of a Laney. You can kind of guess who that's going for, your Tony Iommi kind of tones. And yeah, this turns just this guitar into an ultimate riff machine. So let's see how that sounds. So it's just that sound, and I just can't emphasise how much I'm happy with this guitar and this purchase. I usually take 2 guitars to a gig. Well, I always take 2 guitars to a gig, you know, in case string breaks, but I always do it so I've got a first set guitar and a second set guitar. And I took my Les Paul to a gig with this and ended up using this for the whole gig, and the Les Paul unfortunately sat on the stand, the poor thing. That's always been my #1 guitar, so I was shocked by how much I just enjoyed this, and you can tell that the quality of this thing is it's just something else. Yeah, but enough of me saying how much I love the guitar. Let's get some more sounds. So let's go for some pop punk, because this guitar can it can do a lot. It's this is how I really enjoyed kind of this. This one's called American Idiot. That kind of era of pop punk. So your pushed modded Marshall. So yeah, absolute rock machine. And just because we kind of always have to do this in my videos, we are going to go for something that's just way too much gain, completely unnecessary. So let's chuck this setting I've got on here, which is the red channel of an EVH with a drive in it for extra madness. And you can already tell by the amount of noise. Let's just turn the noise gate up just a little bit. So way too much. you don't need that much gain, let's be honest. See, it just won't be quiet now. But yeah, that's a little playing demo of this. Probably not as in depth as other ones on YouTube, but I just wanted to talk about my new guitar and sort of just show it off a little bit. Why not? Hey, you'll definitely be seeing this in videos coming up. So yeah, that's the SG. So there we have it. My brand new toy, the Gibson SG. I say brand new, I've had it for a month already, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but it's my newest guitar, my newest toy, and that's what this channel is all about, sort of going over the stuff that I buy and just showing you what it can do and how I use it. So you'll definitely be seeing it way more on this channel. I've got a few videos planned and ideas. As I said, I'll probably do one on the neural amp modeler. It's a really good bit of kit, especially for practicing. I even used it for a guitar cover video not too long ago because it was just so much easier to get the sounds you wanted because somebody's already done the hard work for you. That's not to say I won't be doing amps into the Torpedo Capture X anymore. I will definitely still be doing that because it's always good to have the response of a real amplifier, but that sort of does a better job than Amplitude used to, which used to be my tool of choice. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. Kind of on the road to 700 and maybe eventually 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, I'm going to try not to neglect this channel as much as I have been. But yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.